Hey everyone, Brian here from Vintage Classic Specialist. Happy Wednesday, everyone. It is time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. If you're new here, these are our daily updates where we talk about what we did today in our little VW restoration shop. And by the way, it's amazing how many calls I get for people wanting us to do restorations and other work on random like American cars and sometimes British cars, you name it. I've probably had somebody call and ask if we can do a restoration on it or whatever, which is kind of funny because when you look at our website, literally all you see are Volkswagens. That's all we talk about. But I think some people do a search for like maybe, I don't know, classic automobile restoration or something, and we probably come up and they don't bother to maybe open our website or whatever. I'm not sure. It's kind of funny. I mean, I just tell people sorry. And of course they always ask if I know any shops that do. And no, I don't know any shops that restore Studebakers. Really sorry if you're wanting us to restore a Studebaker for you. We can't help you. And unfortunately, I don't know anyone who can. The other thing though, that's kind of interesting that we get called on periodically is for early water-cooled Volkswagens, and even sometimes like 90s water-cooled Volkswagens. And I guess those cars are getting pretty old and people are actually wanting to restore them. And yeah, sometimes I get calls for like late 70s, early 80s Rabbits, GTIs, etc. People wanting restoration work done. And I actually like those cars a lot. And I promise I'll get to what we did today here in a minute. So thank you for sticking around if you're still here. I had an 84 Scirocco for a while with a 8-valve motor in it. And I built a big motor, like a 2.1 liter, kept it 8-valve and big cam and header and all that stuff. And did suspension. And that thing was a little rocket. That was a super fun car. So I did stray from my roots of air-cooled Volkswagens for a while and had kind of a string of water-cooled ones, and then finally made it back to the air-cooled world. But anyway, okay, enough of me yapping about people calling about Studebakers and my brief stint with water-cooled Volkswagens. So let's start with this one. So if you saw the episode yesterday, you know that we had some weirdness here with the front bumper mounts, and you see there and there, boom, perfectly matched now. So I went ahead and had Wolfsburg West just go ahead and send us both new bumper mounts because we didn't know if the one side was short or the one side was long or whatever. And so we got them both, and sure enough, this side was short, that side was perfect. So we basically just swapped in this side for a new one. We'll return and get credit for this one that was defective. But anyway, that was it. And we held them up next to each other. It was literally a whole inch, maybe even a hair more, that the one was too short. And so of course, if you saw the video yesterday, you know that this gap here was, half inch maybe. And then this gap on this side looked more or less like that. So unfortunately though, to replace that mount, you have to basically remove the bump strip, remove the ends. You have to almost like disassemble the whole bumper. And then of course he had to remove the one mount and then put it back on and then put everything back together. So it's almost like starting from scratch, guys. Really a pain in the butt on these bumpers. However, now it's done and it's even from side to side and still looks like a giant mustache as far as I'm concerned. But there you go. So that was the start of Rafa's morning. And then, as you were probably guessing, the rest of Rafa's day then was pretty much spent repeating the process, although with two, matching shock mount bumper thingamajigs. Pretty much repeated the whole thing on the back bumper. And the gaps are looking good, very uniform. So thank goodness we didn't get another like stupid one of these that was defective or whatever. But there you go, guys. So this thing now visually, it pretty much, well, other than those dumb front turn signal lenses, and I'm not calling them dumb for any reason having to do with their design, that we're having a heck of a time getting a pair of NOS ones from VW Mexico, our contacts down there are kind of running us around a little bit. So we're pretty sure we're going to be able to get a pair. But other than those lenses, the car is now visually pretty much done on the outside, at least. So the upholstery has to go in, but the outside of the car, Rafa even today went ahead after he finished this rear bumper and installed a little, I don't know if you would call that a hubcap. I guess it's more of a center cap. He installed the center caps and then the lug nut caps, I guess. So these have plastic caps that go over the lug nuts, which basically also look like lug nuts. So I'm not really sure what the purpose is. I guess, I don't know. Anyway, that's how they're supposed to be. So yeah, he went ahead and installed those two. So little visual touches like that. So yeah, again, guys, from the outside, other than said lenses, pretty much this is done cosmetically. And the car itself is also very close. I actually need to order rear CV axles. Right now, the transmission and the stub axles are not connected. Need to get some new axles, and then yeah, super close this one, guys. So probably won't be too much longer, and we'll be firing this thing up and taking it for a little road test. So stay tuned for that, because that's gonna be fun. Anyway, so that was Mr. Rafa's day. My day, I kind of bounced around a little bit. Started off mostly with this beauty here. This is, of course, the Sea Blue One Family 64 Beetle that we're doing, like, I guess a partial restoration on. We've done nearly everything on this car with the exception of a paint job. And as you can see, its paint job was already pretty darn nice. We did like a color sand and a buff on it and looked beautiful. So yeah, saved the owners a pretty significant amount of money, and the car still looks amazing, you know, the way we were able to kind of revive this paint. So today on this one, go around back, go in chronological order here. So I finally, I don't know why it took me so long to get around to this. I finally put on the dome light, what am I saying? The license plate light housing. I don't know why it's showing up like a different color in this light. Maybe off a little bit because we did have to repaint it. But anyway, yeah, so that went on, and its seal and everything. I did have to order a new lens for it and a new seal and stuff like that. So the actual light itself is not on yet, but the housing and everything is on. So there's that. The other thing that I did on this today is to finally put on his front sway bar, which I've had for quite a while, and I've had the mounts for quite a while, just hadn't sort of got to it. But anyway, not that exciting to look at, but I'm going to show you anyway. Anyway, there it is, and those mounts that hold them to the lower torsion arms, which are kind of a pain, but I have to say I've got it down to pretty much a science, so it's not that bad. It's just kind of a process that you go through with those clips and their little retainers and stuff like that. So anyway, that is also on now. And I think that is the major things that I did on this car for today. The other thing I did then is kind of towards the end of the day, turn my attention to this beauty. So longtime followers of this channel probably remember this car. This is the Bahama Blue, also one family. So both of these 64s, one family cars. Bahama Blue 64 Beetle that we did a restoration on. We finished like a year and a half ago, maybe this car finished. And it is back because sadly the owner let it sit for a really long time. And as can happen when you don't start them periodically, the carburetor kind of gunked up, and I think it would run, but it wouldn't idle or something like that. So generally speaking, when you let them sit and the gas evaporates, it's the idle circuit or the idle pilot jet that gets clogged up. And so that seemed to be the case. I went ahead and pulled the carburetor, pulled it all apart. The idle jet did seem to be clogged, cleared it out, went through everything else on the carburetor and cleaned it up and rebuilt it, put it back together. It's on the car now. And then he said, while you have it, do you want to also do like an oil change and stuff like that? So in the middle of that right now, oil is drained, and I haven't pulled the sump plate or screen yet, but I went ahead and also, as you guys know who are Volkswagen people, anytime you do an oil change on these cars, pretty much you always adjust the valves. And so I went ahead and did that, and I think valves were pretty much all spot on. I think a couple of them might have been off by like not even probably a thousandth of an inch. So pretty much all spot on as far as their adjustment, and everything looks super clean still, and just a really pretty motor. This is of course a fresh air 40 horse, which would have come in a 64, and I don't remember if this motor is numbers matching or not. Like I said, it's been like a year and a half since we finished this car. I don't remember, but it is a correct fresh air 40 horse motor, and it's got pretty much all the correct doodads on it and stuff like that. Here's a super nice air cleaner. So, you know, you guys know how we build motors around here, like everything powder coated, detail to the max. So love looking at these, and lots of zinc plating and stuff like that. So anyway, that is what this one is in for. Again, just real briefly, for those of you who aren't familiar with this car, again, full restoration. So this was actually a pan off restoration. So the pan's all been done, and yeah, everything on this car. We did manage to get this correct 64 only stripe material. I think it's cord blue or cord green, I can't remember, but anyway, yeah, super hard to find material and super expensive on a per yard basis. And so yeah, but we did the correct looking interior in here, correct color combo, back seat as well, which is up right now. I don't know if he was like jumping the battery or something, but anyway, yeah, so there she is. I will try and put a link in the description of this video showing a walk around of this car when we finished it, again, for those of you that are new here and are interested in seeing this beauty up a little bit more close and personal. So probably we'll just have this car here. It'll probably leave, let's see, tomorrow's Thursday. It'll probably leave by, well, maybe tomorrow, or probably by Friday, or probably by Saturday at the latest. I don't know. It kind of depends on the owner's schedule, but I basically just need to finish the oil change in the morning, and I'll check the points and the timing and stuff like that. And other than that, I think the carburetor is going to be fine after doing the rebuild on it. So really, that's the main reason he brought it in. So you may or may not see this car even on tomorrow's episode, but again, I will link the walk around of it. So what do you guys think? Let me ask you guys a question. So Bahama Blue or Sea Blue, both 64s. Obviously this one's bumpers aren't on it, but you can still get a pretty good idea. And I actually washed this one today. It was looking kind of gross after we had a little bit of rain the other day, so just did like a quick rinseless wash on it. So anyway, what do you guys think? 64, Sea Blue or Bahama Blue? Both amazing colors, guys. I don't know. I would have a hard time picking. I might be slightly partial to Sea Blue, but then again, this is just gorgeous. So I don't know, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. Volkswagen had so many great colors. I mean, just look at these colors, and this is just like a sample of what we have in the shop right now. So yeah, just amazing. Quick update on the yellow Ghia, the 66. Renee is finishing up polishing it. The owner agreed to have us go ahead and do a like a light color sand and a buff, polish and buff on it. So that's being finished up. And then the orange Ghia is Santiago is working on the carpet right now. So probably give you some updates on those things tomorrow. So for today, guys, that is all. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.